For the last few months, I've been working in a small town called Tennant Creek, a population of somewhere between 1,000 or 2,000 people. It's situated about 500 kilometres north of Alice Springs on the main highway heading through to Darwin. I suppose Tennant Creek's last main claim to fame, at least, was it was the site of Australia's last real gold rush. But this only occurred back in the 1960s, so it's really quite recent. You don't have to drive far out of town to find some of the smaller mines that would have been managed by just a few men in very harsh conditions. If you're out having a look around some of these areas, just be very mindful of some of the open mine shafts that are still around. They're very deep, and if you were to stumble into one of those, it could be with dire consequences. Now, while most everyday items are easily available here in Tennant Creek, occasionally I have to take the trip down to Alice Springs to pick up something that I can't get locally. On this particular trip, I thought I'd video along the way to show you some of the highlights along that drive, and also to give you an idea of the services that are available to you if you ever happen to find yourself traversing that particular stretch of the Stuart Highway. Roughly 100 kilometres south, we come to the first point of interest, which is Kalu, or the Devil's Marbles. Now, this collection of granite boulders is strewn on both sides of the highway, but it's worth the extra couple of 100 metres to take the detour and drive right through the centre of them. There is some basic overnight camping available there via an honesty box system. Now, just a handful of kilometres further down the track, we'll take you to the Aileron Roadhouse. This is where the Devil's Marbles Hotel is located, where there is accommodation available in both cabin and camping area. And whether you're staying overnight, just stopping for a meal, or staying for a cold drink or two, there's a lovely poolside area in the garden towards the rear of the roadhouse that's open for everybody. There is no mobile reception available at Walkup, however you can purchase Wi-Fi online.
On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again.
Just 18 kilometres further down the highway will take you to Wycliffe Well, which, if you have any interest at all in UFO sightings, apparently Wycliffe Well is rated the 5th in the world most likely to be able to spot one. A little while can be spent inside the roadhouse, where the walls are absolutely covered with newspaper and magazine articles about UFO sightings there and across the rest of the country. 30 kilometres further down, you'll see the turn off to Aileron, which is a fairly large indigenous community, again about 30 kilometres off the highway. There is mobile reception available in Aileron, but no accommodation. Just past the turn off, you'll pass over the down railway line that runs between Adelaide and Darwin. A further 80 kilometres, again you'll notice to the left of the highway a series of flat-topped hills which signals the approach to Barrow Creek. Just before arriving at the roadhouse though, again on the left of the highway, you'll see the Overland Telegraph office, which is worth a few minutes to browse through to give you a bit of an idea of the isolated existence these early telegraph workers had. The Barrow Creek Roadhouse is licensed. There is fuel available and a limited amount of supplies from the store. Barrow Creek also does, however, have mobile reception. Okay, now we've probably hit the halfway mark, and the next roadhouse stop along the way is one called Tea Tree. Tea Tree is quite a large community. There's a health clinic, there's a police station,
quite a large roadhouse. There is a hotel that's open sometimes, depending on their condition of their licence, so it doesn't matter to us, we won't be stopping that long. Might pick up some fuel, which will mean I'll get into Alice Springs with extra fuel and not have to worry about finding a service station as soon as I get into town.
Approximately 80 kilometres further along you'll come to Aileron Roadhouse, where the main attraction here is the very large statue figures of an Indigenous lady and a young child right alongside of the access road into the roadhouse. There is overnight accommodation available here, cabins and camping, and there is limited mobile reception. Only 30 kilometres before getting to Alice Springs, to the right of the highway, there's a stylised marker marking the Tropic of Capricorn, so as you leave the tropics behind and head into the desert areas of Central Australia.
Hey, well, obviously it's a different time and a different day, because when I actually came into Alice Springs it had started to get dark and the light was a little bit low. I'm actually now heading back to Tennant Creek. But that was the drive from Tennant Creek to Alice Springs, with a few of the highlights along the way. So I do hope you enjoyed that one as well.